It took faculties to breathe, a rhythmic reprieve, darkness as a comet would have you swollen on your knees. It took time to be, to create, but it came from me, iron in my state like mindfully. They say it's too late if your mind's in need. Practiced getting to the trouble before I got to me. A compartmentalized willow tree, drooping sorrowfully, feeling the pain of the world like it's running through me. A monster is hard to make, forensically, clean and stains, hoping that I get to every strain. No more goons and goblins, just the type that wants to live. Yeah. Bit of code language for you there, you know.
Yeah, that's a good way to start a podcast. Well, what I do is that I travel around the world and I learn from creative people. So how did I discover that? I've been interested in creativity my whole life, but I started studying. But 2005, I left Sweden. I'm from Sweden, and I moved to China, and because I guess I needed to start my life over somehow. And that's when I realized that I should not just study creativity in Sweden. I should study it everywhere. And that's when I decided to. Well, my son described me as the creativity explorer, which he said that, and I stole it from him. So I define myself as the creativity explorer, and I kind of emphasize that I'm not looking at myself necessarily as a creative person. I mean, I do look at myself as a creative person, but not as a super creative person. My job is not to be creative. My job is to learn about creativity from people who are creative. That's kind of the job of an explorer. So that's what I do.
That's very intriguing. But I suppose I could ask it another way. What is this intrigue to you about creativity, and what does it mean to you to these journeys and these explorations and these uncoverings?
Well, there's many answers to that question, but one question is that I grew up. I have an identical twin brother. So when I was growing up, and trying to explain to someone who doesn't have an identical twin brother, when you grow up, it's like 1/3 yourself, 1/3 your best friend, and 1/3 your sibling. So I don't know. Do you have siblings? Yeah, but so if you grow up and you need to play something with your sibling, you have to agree on what to play. But when I grew up with my twin brother, I didn't have to agree on what to play. It's like if I want to play it, he wants to play it, because we're genetically the same, and also the environment. So we're extremely similar, which means that let's say we played a game, I don't know, chess. We would not play just chess. We will always invent new rules for chess every time we played it. So it was like brainstorming with myself outside with someone else, like brainstorming with myself outside of my own body. So it was kind of our thing. It was to invent new rules and new games all the time. And that's when I realized that creativity is really a lot of fun. So that's where it started. But then why I started to study it, I guess because I was wondering, why, if this is making me so happy, doing things in a different way, why are not other people, why are they not changing the rules when they play chess? Why are they just playing chess according to the rules? That seems like a waste of, that seems boring. So then I said, that why are so few people doing this? And I wanted to understand that, and I started it. And then it's a wonderful topic to study. It's a topic that never ends. It's a topic that people love to talk about. It's a topic that makes you happy. I can't think of a more interesting topic to study than creativity. Maybe love.
It's very interesting. I would say they're partly peas in a pod, just per se, only because I've from what I've been discovering myself recently, there's so much leading back to the libido, sort of speak. And with that is I'm starting to understand that, you know, the libido is such a universal thing, and it's so interlinked with so much things to do with creation. And so being creative, I understand it comes back to that now, you know, to what that is, and it's the libido is a universal thing.
Yeah, I was in Thailand a couple of days. What's today? Friday, right? On Wednesday, I was in Thailand and I was interviewing some creative people, including a painter.
Yeah.
Oh no, let me backtrack. A few months ago, I was in Bhutan and I interviewed someone about creativity. Yeah. And he said, because he's Buddhist, he said creativity is not about expressing yourself like you think in the West. You talk about self-expression, you're expressing yourself. He said that's a side effect. Creativity is about understanding yourself. And that's the main purpose of creativity. And then whatever you create, that's a bonus. It's a wonderful bonus, but it's still a bonus. And I really like that because it put the focus where it should be. Creativity is understanding yourself. Anyway, so 2 days ago, I was in Bangkok and I was interviewing a painter. And I said, what do you think about creativity? She's actually a painter and a poet. And she said, creativity is about understanding yourself. And I said, oh yeah, I heard that in Bhutan recently. But then I said, well, tell me more. And then I asked a follow-up question. I said, but why? Why do you have to understand yourself better? And she said, because that's how we achieve peace within ourselves. So the better we understand ourselves, like when you truly understand yourself, there's peace. So if you combine those two insights, then creativity is about understanding yourself, and understanding yourself is to achieve peace. Then creativity is the tool to achieve peace. I think it's beautiful.
I suppose my only question would be, do you think we're all trying to attain abundance to a degree?
I think, but what do you mean by abundance though?
Abundance, to live, to as you said, happiness, but also to live and to have things that make us happy, to live in a space that is just, it breathes life as opposed to scarcity.
Well, I do believe there's a risk, there's a danger with the word abundance, because a lot of people assume that abundance means like unlimited amount of some like, I don't know, money and things and wealth and success and so on. But then if you go further than that, you realize that you actually need less, right? So so if you go past that, then what we're not I don't know. I don't think a Buddhist is looking for abundance. It's the other way around. You're looking for the calm, the serenity, the emptiness that's deep inside of you, right? So I think we're looking for abundance because I think there's so many problems in the world that needs to be fixed, and we can all fix it with creativity. But when we have fixed all of that, our aim is not to get, I don't know, an abundance of cars. Like, I don't know, I'd rather have no need for a car and just have a smart system that takes me anywhere I want. So I don't aim for abundance.
Would you say balance?
I think balance is probably a good word. I like what she just said. I like peace, because peace, I like peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul, peace of like where you just feel there's no threat. I'm very happy with what I have and where I am. I'm just like, I'm at peace. That's where we want to be.
The only reason why I say abundance is because I sort of see it like a spectrum. It's kind of like, you have the plus and the minus. In between, you might have a zero. That would be sort of like the balance, or just a balanced state. But if ideally you somewhat want to be in a plus, I think not necessarily excessively, but just in a plus trajectory, so to speak, as opposed to
I like that. I have never thought about it this way, but yeah, I guess so. So what if we combine the two thoughts here? We have peace, and then we have plus. Plus means positive, right? Positive is a plus. So if we say positive peace, then how about that? Because positive peace would mean that I'm happy with what I have and what I have, but I still want to. I once interviewed a Swiss watchmaker, and I said, "What's your definition of creativity?" And he said, "It's something better than perfect," because the Swiss are obsessed with perfection, right? They find the perfect way of running a train or making a watch or whatever. But then creativity is taking something and making it better than perfect. Like we have this perfect one, we can then make it even better. Yeah. So if we say positive peace, then it's like we have the calm and serenity of having balance, and at the same time we're striving to find something even better. I was once in Mongolia. I interviewed nomadic people in Mongolia, and they said, like, you guys think nomad means that we are always traveling. I said, it's incorrect. We are not always traveling. We are traveling until we find paradise. Like we find the perfect place to live for our animals and for ourselves, and then we stop there and we live there for months. The difference is that every morning when we wake up, we say to ourselves, this place was perfect yesterday. This was nirvana for us and our animals. But is it perfect today? Something might have changed. And if it's not perfect today, we tear down our whole village and we move until we find an even better place. To me, that is the essence of positive peace, right? We live here, this is perfect, until suddenly it's not, and then it's time to move again. He called it nomadic. Nomad doesn't mean a movement of the body. It means the movement of the mind. I mean, it's a very, very poetic way of expressing it.
I actually really like that. But with that being said, now it's sort of expanded to a culture from what you're saying. Positive.
Sorry?
The culture. Now, from what you're saying now, I've sort of have a different idea on it, maybe more of an expansion perhaps, because it's more of a culture. You know, positive peace is more of a culture now. Because it's somewhat subjective to the group of people that inhabits this culture. Because, for example, you said the person above the watchmaker, the Swiss watchmaker, over perfect. I would say that's a form of excessive abundance, but to him, that's probably just a plus.
Yes, it's that because creativity. I once was doing a meditation in Sri Lanka, and I asked it was like me and a monk for 11 days. Only silent meditation for 11 days. I could talk for 15 minutes with him, and that's otherwise no talking, no writing, no, just meditating, no, just just basically sit quiet for 11 days, except 15 minutes a day. And once, one time, one of those 15 minutes, I asked him, and I said, because one of the message, of course, is be in the moment. Don't think of the past, don't plan, just be in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember saying to him, "Oh, wait a minute. I need to plan. Otherwise, like, for example, if I'm doing a speech, I need to think about what I'm going to say in the speech. I need to write the speech. Otherwise, I'm not going to be prepared. Of course, then I'm living in the future. So how can I live in the moment if I'm planning a speech? Or like Tiger Woods he imagines the ball when he's putting it. Now he's not in the moment. He's planning the putt, right? Yeah. Aren't we supposed to do that?" And he goes, "Nah, yeah, you're not supposed to do that." I said, "Okay. So what am I supposed to do?" And he said, "Well, imagine this. Imagine you go up on the stage and you're 100% in the moment. You're just there and with the audience, and you're just feeling the energy of the audience. And then based on what you're feeling right there and then, you say whatever feels like the appropriate thing to say at that moment with the audience. Don't you think you're going to give a good speech?" And I go, "Yeah, I guess you're right." So the idea there is to be in that moment. But then you have this paradox of creativity, because creativity is, per definition, not living in the moment. It's imagining what the world could be, right? So then you have that. And so what should we live in the moment, or should we imagine a world that could be? And I guess the trick is, the answer is yes, creativity is a paradox. We should do both.
What do you think about being in the moment, but planning for the moment, planning for the world that we want it to be?
Okay, I think the more I think about it, so I was interviewing, so I guess I learned by interviewing other people. So I was interviewing in this, no, not poet, sculpture in Hong Kong, Johnson Zhang. And he talked about divine ideas and mortal ideas. So in English, you have one word for idea, but there are actually two different versions, like two different animals. They're not even related. It's like a plant and an elephant. They're not related at all. A mortal idea is, oh, I'm going to make a podcast, or I'm going to make pancakes for dinner, or something like that. It's like your conscious brain is coming up with a new idea based on your experience and your situation, or here's a problem, how do we solve it? Apollo 13. Those are mortal ideas, your brain coming up with a solution to a problem. But divine ideas is ideas that doesn't feel like they come from you. It feels like an idea that has just been delivered to you. You know, like how J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter just dropped into her head. She didn't say, oh, I'm a single mom, I think I need to write a best-selling book about a magician. It didn't happen that way. Harry Potter just dropped into her head. So those are divine ideas. And Johnson Zhang, he said that divine ideas are always the most, if you ask a person what's the best idea you ever had in your life, it's almost always a divine idea, if they've ever had a divine idea. They are, per definition, absolutely stunningly beautiful. And I'm not sure, I haven't checked if this is correct, but someone said that Imagine for John Lennon came to him, and he went around and he played it for other people and said, where have I heard this song before? And everyone said, no, I've never heard this song before. He was so sure that he'd heard it somewhere because it came ready to him. And Imagine, that's also a divine idea. And the best idea I've ever had in my life was also a divine idea. It came to me in a nightmare.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I think there is something to be said, though, that for the example you gave before, of living in the moment, and that's something I actually believe in as well. And but I will say, for me personally, you know, if you live in a moment, then it's the best thing, because it deters you from actually missing the present.
Exactly, and that's and when you do that, that's when the divine ideas come. When you do that, so there's Johnson Zhang. He said his idea comes to him in dreams and in meditation, and meditation is like totally being in the moment. And J.K. Rowling was daydreaming on a train, and it came. So the more you are in the moment, the more the ego goes away, the bigger the chance that the divine idea will come to you. But it's not your idea, it still comes to you. And I interviewed a painter in Riga, and she defined it as receiving the mystery. It's like you're an antenna, and the idea is just out there in the universe somewhere. And if you're just calm enough to shut up your brain and your ego for a while, one of those divine ideas might just arrive in you. Someone compared it to trying to catch a firefly. Yeah, you don't catch a firefly by running around chasing it. You catch a firefly by being so in the moment and part of nature that they are not unthreatened by you and they come to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's very intriguing for me. For me personally, from the way I've experienced it, with what I do, I've always seen myself at this stage more of a conduit. You know, I'm just aligned with what I do so well, and it just comes to me.
Exactly. And if you take that mentality, then you realize there is no conflict between being in a moment and coming up with an idea, because by being in the moment, the idea comes to you, and you don't have to chase the solution into the future. The future comes to you.
Yeah, it's the difference between attraction and chasing.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Do you think creativity is something we owe the world to find ways or show them ways to discover it for themselves, or we just owe ourselves?
I think I don't think we owe ourselves. We owe ourselves. Owing is to me has a bit of too much of a negative connotation to it.
That's an obligation.
That's sorry, owing it too much of a debt feeling, like I owe something. Obligation gives it too much of responsibility.
But that's where I differ. I think it is a responsibility. See, to yourself.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think that's, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I feel it's more like when, that's why I like it when you're just a messenger, or you say a conduit. You're just a vehicle. Like my best idea that came in a nightmare.
Yeah.
No, okay, I'm going to change my mind. I
You
did
said a
feel
nightmare?
a nightmare. Yeah, a beautiful nightmare. I did feel a You're right. I did feel a responsibility to tell that story to the world, because I felt obliged to do it, because someone had given me a beautiful gift, and I thought, wait, and I'm not going to do anything with this? That would be that, there's a reason I was given this idea. I need to take care of this. But it wasn't it was more that I need to take care of it. I need to take care of it was the feeling, not I have an obligation to take care of it. I feel like, the word creativity, do you know what the etymology word of creativity actually is?
No, I'd love to hear your take.
The creativity comes from the word creator, and creator means God. But what does creator actually mean? It doesn't mean God, it means to give birth. Okay? So, and God gives birth to everything. That's why he's the creator. So when I say that I was given this idea, I felt like something made me pregnant with this idea. And now I had to, it's my obligation to take care of this child, but more importantly, I need to care for this child. It's not, I don't take care of a child out of obligation. I take care of this child because I care and love this child. Like, that's why you take care of a child. And I think it's the same thing with an idea. And a really good idea comes to you, you have an obligation and a responsibility to take care of it, but that's not why you do it. You do it because you can't imagine not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different way to look at it. Of course, we live in a world where it's somewhat of a pendulum, where people think, or different ways of terminologies, or different ways of kind of conceptualizing different things. So of course it might be something for you, something for me, but again, we speak about spectrum, and so we're always, it's interrelated because it's on the same spectrum, so to speak. But the idea that, I suppose, obligation or responsibility is quite, it can be quite a heavy word for a lot of people per se. But for me, I actually like the idea of it, being a responsibility.
Yeah, but again, that's why I like the analogy with a child, because I have 3 children. I never look at it. It's a huge responsibility and a huge obligation, but I never look at it that way. I just look at it as an honor to take care of these wonderful beings. That's what it is. And then with that comes responsibility. The main thing is not responsibility. The main thing is care and love. And that's the same for creativity, I think. And that should be our approach. I would hate if people went around saying creativity is my obligation and my responsibility. That sounds like the wrong approach.
And that is just the way you switched it around. If care and love was secondary and responsibility came first, sort of thing, what a world we would live in, sort of thing. If that was the whole quagmire of the situation to do with.
I have a friend I like to quote in podcast. His name is Johan Stahl von Holstein. He once asked me, Fredrik, what is the most amazing human feeling? And I said, it's love. Of course, it's love. And they go, yeah, I know, unconditional love. That's the most amazing feeling. But what is the second most amazing feeling? And I said, what do you mean? And he said, it's having a really, really, really good idea, or seeing a really, really good idea come true, like something you really wanted to see happen, and create that. Nothing makes a human being more happy than that. And apart from unconditional love. And I think he's onto something. And if we realize this, we realize that why on earth are we not spending more time and energy and resources on this wonderful, wonderful process called creativity? It's not even for the end result, just for the fact that doing this process makes us so happy.
My only thing is, I wonder if everybody would agree with that statement.
Okay, I challenge you. What feeling is better?
Not necessarily that I disagree with it, but I'm just based on people's experiences and how they look at the world. Would they necessarily, conclude to your surmise or his surmise to that degree? Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean, but I would argue this way. I would say if someone argues against that, I would say to them, it's similar as if someone would say, I don't agree with the statement that love is the most amazing feeling. I would go, I understand your point of view, but I'm going to assume you've never actually been in love. Right? I feel sad. I feel sorry for you, but the only reason you don't feel this way because you haven't been in love. When you've been in love, you will agree with me. And if a person says, I don't think creativity is the second most amazing feeling, I said, you never had a really good idea then. But when you do, you're going to change your mind.
Yeah. No, but it's the reason why I say that is just of course the thought, but at the same time, it's quite intriguing to unpack that in itself. What is the most fulfilling thing to experience? And also, is I would love to hear the percentage of people that would vote on things like these, and we would actually get people's feedback to hear about their experiences, because I think more times than not, the experience part of it would be telling, would be intriguing to see. Nothing else.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so this is it's been great. I was curious about your books as well. Of course, the most recent release that you've had as well. And I was also curious: is there anything distinctive, or is most, because we're talking about creativity, so perhaps most things are distinctive that you expressed in the book, or maybe things that you can point out from a few of them, including the most recent one.
Well, the most recent one is called The World of Creativity. The subtitle is A Journey Across 37 Countries to Discover the Secrets of Creative Minds. And so it's basically 37 chapters, 37 countries, and 37 insights I got around creativity from going to these countries. So it's the Mongolia example is in there, but it's one chapter from Germany, from Spain, from Singapore, Malaysia, and so on. And the idea, but I also interview all kinds of people. There's even a chapter about North Korea. What can we learn about creativity from the North Koreans? But it's also, there are painters, there are car designers, there's a hostage negotiator, but there's also like a not so successful artist. So my idea is to interview women and men, black and white, rich and poor. I went to the slums of Mumbai. What can we learn about creativity from the people who live in the slums of Mumbai? They've never been interviewed about creativity before, so why not, right? Because I want to understand human creativity from every aspect, and to do that, you need to interview all kinds of people. So I guess that's what makes the book unique.
Yeah, it sounds amazing, and I've always loved the idea of understanding different cultures, because it's the richness behind it, understanding. Yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I think one sentence in the beginning of the book is that I want to understand creativity through humanity, but I also want to understand humanity through creativity. So that's it's that intersection where the book. Someone called the book the Anthony Bourdain of creativity. I think that's a beautiful description, actually.
Yeah. Man, that sounds like something to read for sure. Absolutely. This discussion sort of went a bit quicker than I thought it would. But this was great fun, and I thank you for dropping by. I love hearing your thoughts and your expressions. It's exactly as I thought it would have been. Intriguing.
Well, good. Thank you. That's fun.
This was a pleasure. And of course, I'll be in touch when the episode is on its way out. But thanks so much for giving me some of your time.
Okay.
Sharing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. Keep it up.
I'll do my best. All right. Take care.
Take care.
Mind over matter. Overcome. overcompensating, overstatements, crookedness related, a soul's churn in return, mental overstimulation, one word.